3 ways Arsenal could line up with Unai Emery's January transfer target Denis Suarez. Arsenal are reportedly on the verge of completing the signing of Denis Suarez from Barcelona as Unai Emery attempts to add greater balance and depth to a lopsided and injury-ravaged squad. Last January Arsenal broke their transfer record for the second time in the space of 6 months to recruit the Premier League's current leading goalscorer in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and partly offset the loss of Alexis Sanchez by taking Henrikh Mkhitaryan off Manchester United's hands. Unai Emery, working under rather different circumstances, in part down to the vast sums of money wasted by his predecessor and the bungling members of a boardroom who allowed Sanchez to leave for nothing, are doing the same with Aaron Ramsey, and afforded Mesut Ozil the most expensive contract in the club's history. Alexis Sanchez a doubt for Spurs clash as he hobbles off with injury versus reading Arsenal on verge of completing first January transfer for Unai Emery. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told by former Man United teammate how he can become permanent manager for all the positivity Emery had helped generate by masterminding on a 22-game unbeaten run. Arsenal remain a shambles at the back and require urgent defensive reinforcements. It looks likely, however, that Suarez, a diminutive, creative midfielder, will be the first signing of Arsenal's window. Here's how they could line up with him. To view this video please enable JavaScript, and consider upgrading to a web browser that supports HTML5. Video Emery started the season implementing his preferred 4-2-3-1 formation but has gradually phased out that particular system in recent weeks amid a raft of defensive injuries, a lack of width and his diminishing faith in Mesut Ozil. On paper, it looks like a system which should suit a mercurial German given he is flanked by at least one natural winger, backed up by a solid-looking midfield double pivot and attack-minded fullbacks, as well as a prolific striker to aim for. It hasn't transpired that way, however. Aaron Ramsey demonstrated exactly what Emery is looking for in that role with a lung-busting match-winning cameo in last month's 4-2 win over Tottenham, and although Suarez is not a natural fit in that position, he could offer the work rate and tactical flexibility Ozil has failed to show thus far. Mkhitaryan was hardly enjoying a vintage season, but he had firmly established himself as one of Emery's favourites before sustaining a metatarsal injury the Carabao Cup quarter-final defeat against Tottenham. With Reiss Nelson out on loan, Emile Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka not yet ready for the Premier League, it has left Emery exceptionally short of wide options. After impressing in the Bundesliga and having signed a new long-term contract, Nelson is sure to return and stake a first-team claim next season, while Nicolas Pepe of Lille has been earmarked as a priority target. In the short term, however, Emery could station the naturally right-footed Suarez on the wing and ditch the 3-5-2 system which has rarely looked convincing. Perhaps the only plus point of the 3-5-2 formation has been the improvement it has triggered in said Kolasinac, a player perfectly suited to the wing-back role. With Ainsley Maitland-Niles, in the absence of Hector Bellerin, stationed on the opposite flank, however, Arsenal have been short of central midfield options. Matteo Guendouzi has been overplayed and physically, if not technically, looked out of his depth against both Manchester United and Liverpool away from home recently. Mohamed Elneny belatedly made his first Premier League appearance of the season against Burnley last month and could leave in January given he signed a new contract in the summer and would therefore attract a semi-significant fee. Suarez would comfortably sit in a midfield three alongside Granit Xhaka and Lucas Torreira, who himself has looked in need of a rest in recent weeks following his early season heroics. Blackpool vs Arsenal TV channel, live stream, kickoff time, odds and team news. Arsenal on verge of completing first January transfer for Unai Emery. Premier League defender dreaming of Arsenal transfer.